Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and members of the media. A warm welcome to all, and in particular, we would like to acknowledge the presence of His Excellency Dr. Alvaro Renando Dalba, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Spain to the State of Qatar, Sheikh Ali Al-Walid Al-Thani, CEO of Invest Qatar, Mr. Pedro Adagra, CEO of Avangrid, and Mr. Santiago Benalez, Managing Director of Iberdrola Innovation, Middle East. Thank you for honoring us with your presence at this special occasion, the official launch of Iberdrola's new company here at the Qatar Economic Forum, powered by Bloomberg. Today marks the beginning of an exciting new chapter in AI innovation for sustainability, born right here in Qatar, but designed for global impact. To open today's event, I would now like to invite His Excellency, Dr. Alvaro Renando Dalba, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Spain to the State of Qatar, to deliver the welcome note.
Good morning, marhaba, buenos dias. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege and a pleasure to address you today at the Qatar Economic Forum. Allow me first to express my deep appreciation to our gracious Qatari hosts, to the event organizers, and to all those working tirelessly to foster global collaboration in these transformative times. Spain and Qatar are joined by close bonds of friendship and mutual respect. The historic state visit by His Highness the Emir to Spain in 2022 marked a true milestone in our bilateral relationship. It was during this momentous occasion that our two nations decided to elevate our ties to a strategic partnership, deepening our cooperation across the political, economic, and technological spheres. In the past year alone, our Prime Minister and our Minister of Foreign Affairs have visited Doha, and the first edition of the strategic dialogue between our two countries took place in Madrid. The second edition of the strategic dialogue will soon take place, inshallah, in Doha. But what unites Spain and Qatar today is not just a friendship founded on trust and respect. We are also linked by a shared commitment to shaping a better future, a future anchored in peace, prosperity, sustainability, and innovation. On behalf of Spain, I would like to acknowledge and commend the strategic foresight of the Qatari leadership, a driving force behind Qatar's extraordinary geopolitical outreach and domestic transformation. Qatar's national 2030 vision stands as a remarkable blueprint of strategic planning, striking a meaningful balance between tradition and innovation. A mentor once told me that the most valuable legacy we can leave our children is roots and wings. And that, to me, is exactly what Qatar is doing, honoring its origins while confidently charting the course toward the future it envisions. The determined effort to build a diversified, knowledge-based economy is not just visionary, it is vital. And Spain stands firmly alongside Qatar in this journey. We are proud of the contribution of Spanish companies who are contributing to Qatar's development in a very significant way. Renowned for their innovation, know-how, and technical excellence, they have played a key role in landmark projects in energy, infrastructure, water, transport, and civil construction, sectors which are fundamental for the present and for the future of Qatar. One of the most compelling projects is Iberdrola Innovation Middle East. Established in Doha in 2018 at Qatar Science and Technology Park. This pioneering hub has become a cornerstone of energy innovation in this strategic region, leading research in smart grids, renewable integration, and energy efficiency, and forging partnerships with Qatari institutions and universities. Its trajectory is a powerful testament to what we can accomplish when we innovate together across borders. I wish to extend my congratulations and appreciation to Invest Qatar, Iberdrola Group, and Iberdrola Innovation Middle East for their outstanding work. Thank you for globalizing Spanish innovation and for strengthening Qatar's technological and scientific landscape, a landscape where science and technology are interwoven as the warp and weft of progress, inseparable and essential to the very fabric of our shared future. Let us continue to be guided by the principles that unite us, a relentless commitment to innovation, a firm belief in progress, and a responsibility to shape a more sustainable and equitable world. Thank you, muchas gracias, shukran.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Now, I would like to welcome Mr. Pedro Adagra, CEO of Amvangard, to share a few words on this important initiative.
Good morning, everybody. All of you representing Qatar, Ambassador, nice to see you here. So thank you very much, and in my case, it's an honor to be here almost 15 years later, when Chairman Galan and I negotiated, with you to become partners. And as we said, it was not just, looking for capital. We have a lot of capital, because we're a company that everybody wants to join us in many things. It was a friendship, a relationship that it was going to last for a long time. I think those initial 2-3 billion that we put together, now it's much more than that, much, much more. And I think, first of all, thank you, to Qatar Holding, now Qatar Investment Authority. The relationship with them has been understanding. And I'd like to remind, what happened almost 15 years ago. I think at that time, Her Highness, Sheikh Mosa, if you remember, the technology and science, park, was going to be created. And we decided that it was good to become local, as we do in every territory where we do. We're a global company. We're the second largest utility right now in the world. When we started in this relationship, we were not that. So, we saw each other and we said, there is a future in us. I think to be one of the first companies to join the park shows the local commitment. I think we put at that time, and again, almost 15 years ago, our, solar, development technology research, which is, at that time interesting that we put it here, as a local activity. So since then, as you've seen, and my team here in Qatar, with many local residents, both women and men, working for us now for many years, I think it's beautiful, to see how we have moved into full innovation, and now with a new approach, which is AI. Okay, we are a company that we are serving right now many data centers, many AI companies globally, in Spain, in the UK, in Brazil, in the US. We believe, there is a step forward, which is to develop products that are going to be used almost anywhere. And we have the opportunity to do it out of Qatar, which is the approach we always have. We believe, this is the approach, to continue developing the local presence, as we do in almost every country we do, and on something very, special, which is, all this AI dynamic that you have globally. So very important, this compromise that we signed almost 15 years ago. We're here for the long run. We continue to believe, we're a family together. And for those of you that are, interested in doing things in Qatar, please do so. I think we're very proud of, that relationship, and we'll continue to do so. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pedro. To share the vision behind the new company and how it builds on a legacy of innovation in Qatar and globally, please welcome Mr. Santiago Banales, Managing Director of Iberdrola Innovation, Middle East.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me today to share the stage with Ambassador of Spain and with Mr. Pedro Azagra, CEO of Avangrid, in this very special day. You know, a few months back, I hit the mark of 10 years in this country, which has welcomed me and my family in a very welcoming way. And I really appreciate the opportunity I have today, after these 10 years, of announcing today a new initiative that we start here in Qatar for the world, with a mission to design, develop, and deploy artificial intelligence-based solutions for sustainability. As Mr. Azagra mentioned before, electrification is a key driver for sustainable economic and societal growth. Massive investments are needed in networks, generation, and electrification of demand, impacting several industries such as transportation, heating and cooling, steel production, fertilizers, or petrochemicals. Therefore, electrification is unstoppable. But this vast transformation of our productive forces via electrification is deeply intertwined with the current artificial intelligence revolution, which has evolved from an academic, futuristic concept to a powerful technology that is reshaping our everyday lives. One very interesting thing is that artificial intelligence cannot be without energy, without electricity, which is a further driver towards electrification. But also, artificial intelligence enables electrification, as this technology has the potential to fundamentally transform the way energy companies plan and operate their assets, generation networks, customers manage the energy they consume, and operators, system operators, ensure reliability and optimal performance. And this is what we bring to the market today: artificial intelligence power solutions enabling the transformation of the energy system towards electrification. As Mr. Azagra mentioned before, this is part of a new milestone of a very long, more than 15-year-long strategic partnership between Iberdrola and Qatar. This partnership began in 2011 with the signature of the MOU with Qatar Investment Authority. And one of the outcomes of this strategic agreement was the incorporation of Iberdrola Innovation Middle East at the Qatar Science and Technology Park, and the official launch of this new company in March 2018 as a global center for digital energy innovation, in the presence of His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Mohammed bin Saud Al Thani, CEO of Qatar Investment Authority at the time, and our chairman, Mr. Ignacio Sánchez Galán. This cooperation with Qatar was further reinforced during the official visit to Spain of His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of Qatar, to Spain in May 2022, with the signature of the expansion agreement with Invest Qatar. I would like personally today to thank Sheikh Ali Al Walid Al Thani, CEO of Invest Qatar, for all these years of very intense and fruitful cooperation. Thank you very much. And today, thanks to all these previous efforts, we are launching a new company to transform the global market for artificial intelligence and sustainability. And here it is, our new company in Qatar with a global reach, East-West Digital. This company, together with the brand, stands for very cherished values to us. First of all, digital transformation, which is symbolized by the quote mark. Sustainability, represented by a green leaf. Global reach, illustrated by the arrows pointing east and west. Reliability, conveyed by the solid structure based on squares, but also adaptability and creativity, showing how simple squares can be combined and being the basis for innovative, complex designs. So as a conclusion, from today, we are ready to expand our partnership with Qatar to contribute to Iberdrola's mission for electrification and Qatar National Vision 2030 for sustainability and economic diversification. So thank you very much, all of you, for participating today in this special day and this milestone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Santiago, for that powerful vision and for officially launching East-West Digital. We now open the floor for questions from the members of the media. If you have a question, please raise your hands and the microphone will be brought to you. We kindly ask that you state your name and media outlet before your question. Hi, can we pass the microphone?
So I'm not from the media, but I do have a question, if I may. Thank you first for your presentations, very insightful. This has really become the mantra, AI data centers, and it seems from your presentations that this company is in the crossroads between both AI data center, but also renewable energy. So can you please elaborate a little bit more in terms of the value add? What is it that East-West is doing differently from its competitors? Thank you.
You can hear me? Yes. Okay. So first of all, I think, as Sheikh Ali Al Thani, as CEO of Invest in Qatar, we want to make sure that things that we could be doing somewhere else, we can do it here. That's the first message. Okay. Second one, when you see our, renewable portfolio, we have many issues, like everybody. Okay. And most of the issues, the data is the key thing, to fix it. And we have identified why do we have a fire here? Why do we have capacity issues in our networks in the UK, in Spain, in Brazil, and in the US? So we have a list of issues that we are used to fix them. But I think now the difference is with AI, you can actually anticipate not having the issue. And I can give you a long list. We're using right now a dog, which is, AI development, just to monitor, transformers, and the wires in the networks, because it has 300 times better, eyesight than we have, humans. It detects, temperature, and basically allows to anticipate an issue becoming real. I think in the case of fires in our photovoltaic, assets, there are many things happening before a mess happens, and that's what we're trying to do. So the list of needs that we have, of issues that actually should not be an issue because AI can help you to avoid it, is what we need, this type of product. And I can give you, a long list, okay? Santiago, maybe?
Yes, thank you very much, Pedro. I will say to your question, what is the main difference between us and the competitors, is actually being part of Iberdrola and having been for 8 years working on innovation in the digital space. Iberdrola is one of the largest energy utilities in the world. We have operations, as you know, in Spain, in UK, in the United States, Brazil, Australia, you name it. So having all these assets, 100 million clients, more than 1.2 million kilometers of distribution lines, more than 40 gigawatts of renewable generation. With all these assets, we have a wealth of data. We have been working on that for a very long time. As Pedro was saying, fixing issues, and making sure that we can use data to optimize the use of these assets. Therefore, that's our competitive advantage, that we are part of the group Iberdrola, and we have been, in the last 8 years, working on innovation in this space.
Just to give you some additional examples, data centers that you mentioned, we signed another PPA with Microsoft 2 weeks ago. So we are, almost, it's going to be approaching, almost 3,000 megawatts of PPAs in the US, for example, with data centers, AI, customers, which are, the Microsoft of the world, etc. And I think when you see us, how many utilities can Spain, as we did last year, almost 400 million in R&D? Almost none. So that's why we're very focused. We're not here to compete with Microsoft. We're not here to compete, with some of the other folks in IT or, in AI. No, no, no. It's in our sector. And our sector is power and distribution. 70, 60%, 80%, 90% in parts of the group of our business is networks, and the rest is generation. And we have all technologies. As you know, our approach right now, together with your leadership in the country, is we need energy almost everywhere. And that energy has to be any energy available. Geographies are different. So that's our focus. So 400 million a year spent in R&D gives you the opportunity to be able to deliver this AI approach. Without that, we will be followers or users of other people's. So that's why we have an in-house capacity.
I mean, just a quick follow-up. Just a quick follow-up. Thank you for that. Do you have any plans to expand in the region as well as demand increases?
As I explained, our strategic approach is based in Qatar, but it's with a global reach. And of course, in this global reach, it's including Qatar and the region. So, of course, we are already working with different potential partnerships and then to develop our products and deploy our products in the region and as well that in the world globally.
One of the things, when you visit our facilities here is we're lucky now to be in a virtual global world. Okay, so the people here in this office are actually analyzing the data, for example, of the US. So you don't need to be physically anywhere. You can access that data. So that's the important thing, is to access the data. And then the products derived from that is the one to develop here.
Someone.
Hi, my name is Laila, and I'm from Euronews. And I wanted to ask, congratulations first, both for Iberdrola and Invest Qatar on the announcing of East West Digital today. I wanted to ask, with East West Digital now in the mix, what are the next top priorities for both East West Digital and Iberdrola when we look ahead towards 2030 and beyond as well?
I think, first of all, we are in Qatar, so I think to show our commitment to Qatar last week, my boss, Chairman Galan, was here. Thank you for, His Highness, the Emir of Qatar, inviting him for the President Trump visit. I'm here today, so we are every week, every month, every quarter, so, we never stop being here. Why? Because we are in a global dynamic. We have, tens of billions of investments, for the strategic plan. We're preparing a new strategic plan to be announced in the third quarter of the year. And again, it's multi-billion. This is, we're investing only in the US 20 billion in the next 5 years. That's in networks. We don't take into account any potential power investments. We're building 500 to 1,000 megawatts a year right now. So multiply that by the UK, which is similar amounts, then Spain, then Brazil. So our presence globally is very focused on big markets, and from that point of view, we're reaching a size that to invest 12, 13, 14 billion a year, you need critical mass. So from an Iberdrola point of view, we believe we're in the right markets, from a rating point of view, from an investment point of view, from an opportunities. Some people ask me about, well, you need demand, to grow, and you're very focused on demand, and that's why data centers, I was mentioning, is important. I would say, yes, agree. But if you're in New York, those networks are 60, 70 years old. We're investing right now 2 billion a year just in New York in our networks. We need to upgrade them. Give me 15 years. After we upgrade them, then I will be concerned about demand. Okay, so from that point of view, I think we are in the right place. And this sector, energy, as we hear all the time, data centers, AI, pick up anything. Without energy, there is nothing. You see, this red electrical blackout, that happened, in Spain, other situations like that. Why is that happening? Well, sometimes it's because of lack of energy. In the Northeast, we don't have a lot of energy. And we care about heating, electricity on. So you have many situations, right now that shows the energy is the key issue. Without that, there will be no AI, no data centers.
When it comes to the plans for East West Digital, what we're going to do in the next few years, and having 2030 in mind, is to contribute to the success of the vision of 2030. In particular, in this vision, it is stated that renewable energy should have a very important role. It's more than 4 gigawatts in the current plan. Also, there are the plans of reducing by 25% CO2 emissions, a very important reduction also in the use per capita of water and other scarce resources. So one of the things we would like to do is to contribute to this vision by developing artificial intelligence-based products that will help achieve these ambitious goals. And of course, we have also the ambition to continue with within Iberdrola, with these plans that Pedro was mentioning of growth worldwide, supporting Iberdrola in this growth as well with our artificial intelligence solutions.
Hi, good evening. Good morning. Primero quiero darles bienvenido a Qatar. Es como placer tenerles hoy. So I'm not from the media again. I'm from the banking sector. And I would like to ask if you have experience in the banking sector, and if you have any use cases for the banking sector using the AI platforms.
I used to work in banking, maybe that's the kickoff. So before I joined Iberdrola, but it's 25 years ago. I used to work in both London and New York in a Morgan Stanley. But anyway, I'm Iberdrola. I joined Iberdrola. I'm very proud of being 25 years with my chairman and making a difference in this sector. And banking, of course, I think I always say, and the chairman says this quite often, we are intermediaries between money and assets. Okay, it's not our money. We are here to use that money and get a return for those investors. I think we have more than 50 billion of debt, so as you can imagine, we care about banks. We need more and more banks and bondholders, to issue debt and be able to place it. We have a good rating. We have a good access to liquidity. And I think banks are critical. Right now, for example, in the US, all the tax equity, we're in the hands of the banks. All the construction loans that we have, for big assets, the multi-billion assets that we build. So banks are critical for any sector. So that's why we encourage governments always, you cannot do deals just based on equity. It will not be profitable. You need some debt. I think that debt is critical. So I want to make sure, banks continue to focus in our sector. It's a sector with a lot of opportunities, as you can see. And for us, banks are critical, both here in the Middle East, in Australia, in the UK, in Spain, in Brazil, and in the US. So I think, what can I tell you about banks?
We're out of time, unfortunately, but thank you everyone for your thoughtful questions and for your interest in this new venture.